guys, welcome to another vlog. I'm Nurse Lainey. For those who are new here, foot pool nurse. Today we are in the ER. For those who haven't been watching me, I am doing a local contract in the ER, so this is my last week here. So I've been here for a month. I worked Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week. Today is actually Thursday, so I didn't record Tuesday, but today should be an interesting shift. I have a lot of things going on. I'm gonna go over my patients that I have with y'all real quick. So our first patient is like the problem patient. She came in with a low heart rate. As y'all can see, it's been ranging from the 35 to 43 all night, and her blood pressure's been high in the 180s, 190s. Apparently she's not symptomatic, so they're not like upgrading her to ICU or anything like that. This hospital is small, so they don't have an IMU here. But the plan for her is to have a pacemaker placed, and then they put her on the crash cart, and if it goes below 30, they want us to pace her. So like, I'm not really too comfortable with that because I'm not as familiar with like patients like this. But apparently her blood pressure is high to compensate for the heart rate. But the charge nurse is aware, the doctors are aware, like cardiology is supposed to be coming to see her, but that's gonna be the one to watch. Our next patient came in with CHF. She's done 3 liters nasal cannula, and then she's also high heart rate, 128 is what it is this morning. Both of these are fine, by the way. They're like ANO4 independent. I think actually all the patients are ANO4 and independent, but a lot of cardiac issues going on here. My next one, hemoglobin was low with 6.4, so 1 unit of blood is ordered. I'm actually just called the blood bank. They said it's ready right now, so I'm gonna go get it. And then as you can see, her troponins are elevated. And then the last one came in for AFib RVR. She has a history of it, so it's not new for her, and she converted back to normal sinus rhythm around 3 o'clock this morning. She's also in ANO4 walkie-talkie. So as y'all can see, like I actually, like things are going on with the patients today, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them. Since I am in the ER, everybody's hooked up to the monitor. They're being monitored regularly and things like that. I've already, 7 o'clock vitals have been taken. I did the temperatures already. I'm about to like prepare to get the blood and stuff because I want to get that going so I don't have to worry about that. And that's what I plan on doing right now. Alright, so I finished all my meds already. It's pretty early in the day, I'm not gonna even lie. I'm surprised I got everything done so quick. It's 8:30. Isn't he cute? But anyway, it's 8:30. I medicated everybody already. As y'all know, I had that blood transfusion. So that was the first thing I did. Right after I got bedside shift report, I called blood bank, see if the blood was ready, got the stuff prepped. Got that all started. So I was in there when 8 o'clock hit. So I gave her morning meds too while I was in there. And then I rounded on everybody else because one of my other patients was calling about a headache. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna medicate you. Then of course, that patient in 3 who I'm concerned about with the low heart rate, super high blood pressure, her blood pressure went even higher. It was like 226 over 101, something like that. So anyway, cardiology and P came by to see her already, so I'm glad about that because I was like, if y'all need to figure out what y'all go do with her because this isn't no floor would accept that type of patient. So I was like, y'all need to get that resolved or whatever if y'all want her to stay med-surg. And I know they're not concerned because she's not symptomatic, but I'm just like, girl, this is a little bit cause for concern. I would not be wanting that patient if I was a floor nurse. I'd be like, I'm not comfortable with this. But anyway, I'm warming up my oatmeal right now. So the NP came by, right? And she talked to the patient. She's gonna get a pacemaker today. So she's been NPO since midnight anyway. And then she told me to go ahead and I can give her blood pressure medications because I think night shift was like concerned about her heart rate too dropping more, so they didn't give her like her blood pressure medication. But the ones that she have, valsartan, hydralazine, and nifedipine, the NP told me that those don't really affect her heart rate so much, so to go ahead and give it to her, because night shift didn't give her like the 6 o'clock dose of nifedipine or hydralazine. I don't know why they didn't call and ask like should they hold it or not, but they didn't do it. I think she said something about she had talked to the ER doctor, but I don't know, child. But MP was here, so I was like, hey, they didn't give these 6 o'clock meds. Do you want me to go ahead and give them? And she said, yeah. And then she said the hydralazine actually can cause tachycardia, so like that would be good in her case. So I was like, all right. So I gave her that. I'm waiting for the nifedipine to come in from pharmacy, and then we'll be good. So I'm not as worried as I was when I first got to work, because I was like, girl, don't be doing nothing funny. Like, honestly, like there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do for her. If that was to happen, she's already on the crash cart, so all I could do is set it to like pacer thing. But I wouldn't be doing that. I'm like, like you learn it in ACLS, but I'm not I'm not doing that. So the charge nurse already had told her, I was like, if anything goes weird with her, I'm calling you. Like, so, but hopefully like she stays good until she get this pacemaker, because I still don't like where I'm at with her. I just feel better than before. My other patients are fine. Like I said, everybody's medicated now, so now I just need a chart. I need to see if I can add on these labs for my patient, because they put labs in for my patient. And I'm like, girl, why you didn't do this earlier? I hate when they do that, but I'll hit y'all back in a bit if anything changes. Per usual, I'll keep y'all updated. All right, guys, so this is my new thing. Whenever I have like time, hold on, during my work schedule to like walk, I walk so I can like burn as many calories as I can before like the end of the shift. So what I've been trying to do is like hit my calorie goal 5 days out the week. And of course I work, right? So on the days that I work, whatever I have left by the time I get home, I get on the elliptical and I burn it that way. So I try to burn as much as I can while I'm at work. So whenever I got free time, like now, not necessarily free time, but like I have a gap or whatever, I like walk around the hospital to burn more calories and to get like exercise points, because of course like, to close the rings you got to get all 3. So I like try to count it as my exercise too. All right, you guys, so we're back for another day at work. I'm gonna show you guys my epic brain right now to let y'all know how the day is looking like. So I have 4 patients today. I medicated all of them. These are like flushes, and can you see everybody has like an echo scheduled, and then there's not really much else going on. All right, so these are our patients. The first one, bed 3, came in like cold stroke, but MRI turned out negative. She doesn't have any like residual deficits or anything like that. She's ANO4 independent, and she's just waiting for neurology and cardiology to come and clear her, and she's also waiting for echo. Our next bed is bed 4. I actually had this patient yesterday before I left. He came in with chest pain, but all his tropes were negative. He's ANO4 independent, and he's waiting for an echo as well and cardiac clearance. Our next one came in for shortness of breath and ascites. He was on 4 liters when I got him, but I just turned it down to 2 because he was saturating 100% on the 4. He's ANO4, using the urinal, standby assist. He uses a wheelchair to transfer because he has like a right AKA, and he's also pending an echo. Another thing with him is that he hasn't had a bowel movement in like 10 days, so I need to add that on there. This one, she came in after a colonoscopy for chest pain and a hematoma, like in her spleen area. So I think they're going to do some type of intervention for the hematoma. She's ANO4 independent and waiting for general surgery to come by and see her. So these are the patients for the day. All right, you guys. So as y'all know, I was telling y'all before yesterday that this is like my last week at this hospital as far as like the contract goes. So today's the last day for that. So it's actually funny, like I like overslept this morning like by 30-40 minutes, and I live far from this location. So I mean, I got here like while they were still huddling, but like your girl was not on time. They thought like I wasn't coming. I'm like, I'm gonna show up to work now. Most of the time on time, but if not, I'm gonna be here. So I just took it for like, I don't know. So Sarah, maybe there was something I was supposed to miss. You know what I'm saying? On the way into work today. You never know. Maybe I need some little extra minutes for whatever reason. So I didn't close out yesterday. I do like really bad job at remembering like, oh, I gotta talk to y'all after. I just be getting caught up and stuff. But by the end of this shift, I ended up having like one patient left. And one of the mid-shift people ended up getting my last patient. So I gave her a report like before the normal time because it was patient 4 that I was telling y'all about before, and he's simple. So I gave her like a quick rundown, which is what they do in the ER anyway. And then I just left because I didn't really see the point of staying until like my time if I only have one patient and I gave a report already. So I'm just gonna sit here? No. So I went home like at 6:50, like 7-ish. So that's how yesterday ended. It was a lot of movement after like 12 o'clock. I've noticed down here it's like a lot of movement. Well, not movement, but it's a lot too in the morning because it's like morning meds and things like that, and trying to get to know your patients and blah 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 blah. But the other time things pick up down here is at like 3 o'clock, because then that's when a lot of beds start becoming available, because that's when a lot of people start discharging upstairs. So that's when it got picked up again down here for me. So I ended up like, I discharged one lady and ended up sending like almost everybody else upstairs, and like almost had a new group, but then they ended up giving it to a mid shifter, and then I was just left with 2 patients and then 1 eventually. So that's how yesterday went. It was a pretty okay day. I think today will be pretty okay because, as y'all saw, it's not like much for me to do. But it could be a lot of movement once again because those people are not like guaranteed to stay with me. You know what I mean? I think 2 of them might end up being discharged, or 1 out of those 2 might end up leaving AMA because she's like, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't know why they keep me. And I don't know what the deal is with people. I'm like, you have to think about it also from the hospital standpoint. They just can't send you home without like medically clearing you and like without doing their due diligence and following up. Because if something was to go wrong, you're going to try to sue them. Are you going to try to say something about the hospital like, oh, they weren't thorough, they sent me home like this? No, like they got to do all their tests, make sure you're clear and you're good, and then you could go home. I don't know why people don't think of things like that. It's like, it literally makes sense. You can't just look at somebody and be like, oh, you look fine, so you're fine. Like, there's more to it than that. But she's frustrated. I've been learning lately not to take things personal. Like, I've used to be really good at that, but lately I don't be getting mad at people. I just be getting irritated because I be like, girl, this, like, I'm annoyed. Like, why are you talking to me about this? Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not the one keeping you here at the hospital. If I could control the imaging, you would have been had that done. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But because that don't got nothing to do with you, that should be reason why you're not irritated, because you know that that has nothing to do with you and you know where the energy is coming from. It doesn't give people the right to talk to you crazy or whatever. So it's not excusing the action, but you just know that like the cause doesn't have anything to do with you. So it just kind of makes it like,
is not personal. You know what I mean? But she apologized later or whatever. And I was just like, I understand how that could be frustrating, especially when things aren't being communicated with you about what they have left to do and things like that. So that happened this morning. I be trying to be mature sometimes. I just don't have the patience for it all the time. But I'm about to eat my breakfast, and I'll tap in with you guys throughout the day as I normally try to do. And I'll keep y'all updated if something like goes on. All right, you guys, we are done with the shift. Today was like fine for like the most part of it, and then towards the end it started going crazy, and I was like, no, what are you doing? I had one patient go up for a cath lab. That was those elevated troponins y'all saw. I ended up getting another patient who had to go to OR. Girl, you got space. Oh, you acting like you old. Girl. Talk about, hurry up, girl. Oh, I done got them people Vocera, child. No, I don't want to go back in there. Jesus. I gotta go back in there. That's what I get. Thought I was going somewhere. It was going nowhere. But anyways, as you can see, oh, what the girl, we got stray cats and stuff out here. I don't do those. I don't do wild animals. This is ghetto. Anyway, hope there ain't another one. All right, luckily one of the ER nurses saw me, and she said she gonna bring it back in there for me. But anyway, that concludes today's vlog. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know when I'm gonna vlog again, because I was really just vlogging to share my experience with this little contract thing. So keep your, I'm breathing hard, I'm tired. Keep your notifications on so you can see when I will vlog again, and y'all can keep up with me. And I will see you guys next time.